Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Adam with ND72. So today we're back with my SL55 AMG. So I bought the car a few months ago. It was inexpensive and it had a lot of little problems. So today we're going to be fixing one of those little problems, hopefully. 98% sure if this part that I bought doesn't fix it, we will start figuring out exactly why it's not working. But I have a pretty good theory. So I'm going to show you what the problem is and we'll go over what I think is going on. So we're in the car right now and we have a key. Okay, so now I know this key isn't the proper key because I don't have my little push start, which that's not what we're solving today. We're solving the almost no start problem. So if you listen, I'm going to try to fire it up. Okay, so see how it fired up immediately good right there? Now we're going to get the car nice and hot, then I'm going to let it sit, and I'm going to show you how it struggles to fire up again. Alright, so we let it run for a little bit, so we're going to shut it off and try to turn it right back on. See? Won't fire back on after I got heats. So I have a couple theories about that. Now I'm going to show you why I first have these theories. Now I'll tell you each one. I think it's the starter. Now the reason I think it's a starter because I'm looking at the battery and other stuff and they've already been previously replaced. And because when I hook up the jump box to it, it fires right up. Now that also could be battery and blah blah blah. But these batteries are pretty effing new, and inside the car, like nothing. Like if you watch the lights and all that stuff, like they're not like dimming or nothing. They're staying pretty lit. So let me show you the batteries and show you exactly how new they are, because I'm pretty sure the previous owner already replaced them. So let's go to the trunk first. So if you look back here, you got 123. So right around a year ago, not too bad. And then you come up to the front. I'll have to pop the hood. And then right here you got 922. So a little bit more than a year ago. So that back one is under a year and this front one's a year and a couple months. So not really. And I got no battery warning light where the battery control module should have caught that. And if you let the car just sit, like you saw the first fire up, it fires up perfectly fine. So, my theory is, I'm going to actually pull the start up and we'll try to test it and all that stuff. My theory is the starter is just overheating itself with the engine running or something like that, or it's just getting weak, so it has that one good fire up and then it won't like engage. Or I got a wiring issue somewhere. But these starters are relatively cheap. I got one offline, off like a reputable source. So we're just going to throw it on because it's not that hard of a job, kinda. So, I want to do it anyways just because I can see people already start throwing batteries at it. And for all I know, that battery in the front could actually be shot. But the starter is the cheaper option. And if that battery is shot after a year, it just is what it is. But I at least want to try the starter just for my own personal know-how. And then I know, like, yeah, I got a good starter. Because around town, if the battery is shit, I used to get a new battery at, like, AutoZone or something. Starters I had to order. So let's start knocking it out, and hopefully it works. Alright, so before I start this starter job, I got the negative terminal of the front battery off, and I'm going to go to the back and do the same thing. So always make sure you disconnect your batteries, so on and so forth. Yes, you might lose like a preset or a thing like that, but you should be fine. So now we're going to walk to the trunk one. And also remember, my trunk lining is basically not there. I got to go pop the trunk. My bad. So trunk pretty easy. It's on the passenger side. So let me find my negative. Same thing, knock out your negative. And then you can start your job. This is just to be safe. Do you have to do this? Maybe not, but I just don't want to have any issues. So the starter is buried up there on the passenger side. So my idea is I'm going to take the exhaust down by these two bolts, and then I should be able to swing this out of the way. Normally you'll have cats, but you can swing this out of the way, and you should be able to access better. So we're going to do that because I can't even see it on an angle right now. Okay, so up here is the starter. So I'm going to show you some stuff. So it's hard to see, but so you're going to have the two bolts that connected over here that I'm going to show you, or try to, and then in the back, that's what you got to disconnect first. So right here should be a 10 mil, which will have a like cable going to it, and then you're going to have over here, which should be a 13. It's going to be different for a few people maybe, but it's going to be a 13. Okay, so you're going to take these all three off, everything for the actual starter, and then you take these two bolts off. So once I pull it off, I'll verify everything I had to take off, but I'm pretty sure it looks like I got 1, 2, 3 to come off. So it's a tight spot. I can't really show you that much. Also what I found out, so when I remove my exhaust, for you, it should be E12s for these bolts. Okay, clearly I have a random 10 mil 13 nut socket set, and this bolt that was on there is too long and actually is hitting my manifold. So now I have a weird spot in my manifold. I'm going to have to get long tube headers now. The struggle, right? So we're going to pull out the starter. And first thing, like I said, you do these, which I can't really show you that much because I have no good angle. But I will be able to show you these bolts. So first I'm going to sit there and spend all the time with all my special wrenches, taking these out. And then I'll show you these because I could actually see these. Okay, so now that you got the 13s and the 10 off, you're now going to be doing these, which is an E14. You got one there, and then you just follow it around. You got one over there. And they should be relatively easy to get to. They're not that bad. So I get a socket right there. I might have to actually take that back. I'm going to have to go get a short E14, and then the starter should be able to wiggle out. I'm hoping with this exhaust moved I have enough room, but we'll see. All right, now you can actually see that starter starting to fall out a little bit, so we'll try to whiz it out a little bit more. And I'm going to put the camera down because I do not want this to drop. All right, so it takes some wiggling, but see I'm right here on the exhaust. I should be able to just wiggle everything around and get that starter out. All right, so you're getting it right out, right through there. And that's your effing starter. So yeah, with my exhaust unbolted a little bit just on the top, it gives you that perfect amount of wiggle room. And now you got this starter. And we'll see what happens. I don't think it's original Mercedes. Let me look around. I don't think it is. So I want to kind of go take this to Advanced Auto Parts or somewhere like that and have them test on the machine. Just out of curiosity, but it is a Bosch starter. I can't find any Mercedes actual stamps on there, but it does have resemblance to a Mercedes part number right there. But we'll throw this brand new one in. It's brand new, tested. Even has a manufacture date. Yeah, whatever that would be. 23, so this year. So we'll throw this one in there, and if it doesn't fix my problem, I actually have one other idea, but we'll keep going. Alright, so now we have the starter in. So what we're going to do is we're going to first put all the battery stuff back, which that's really simple. Then we're going to fire it up, let it run for a little bit, and then we'll shut it down, so fingers crossed. So I'll put the battery stuff back on, and then we'll see the fire up. Alright, so we're going to do the first fire up. Fires up so much faster, too. Alright, so now we'll just do the same thing before. We're going to let it sit and run, and then shut it down and see if I can fire right back up. So we'll let it sit, run, get hot. Alright, so now we're all heated up. We've been running. We're going to shut it off, try to fire it right back on. Okay, we got it off. Wow, night and effing day difference. Perfect. So yeah, that starter was definitely taking a poop. That's all we really changed. So super happy about that. Very, very nice. Alright, so I'm super psyched that that starter fixed it. It was inexpensive, way cheaper than just throwing batteries at this thing. And now I can actually drive it around everywhere. I still was driving around everywhere, but just going through town and going through errands was a little embarrassing sometimes of pulling out the jump box to jump it. But I don't gotta do that no more. It's doing anything is pretty good. So, the other thing it could have been, which is very common, is a crank positioning sensor. The only reason I did not change that part is because you usually get a code for it. And I have no codes on this car. So that's why I was like, it's got to be a starter. Because just looking, they were throwing batteries at this because all the batteries are new. You have new negative cables. You have actually different style of negative terminals. I don't know why they didn't try a battery, but that is neither here nor there. Or I don't know why they didn't try a starter. That is neither here nor there. But now I got the starter in. It was inexpensive. I got it at partgeeks.com. Now, you could have went with a Bosch setup, but I went the little bit inexpensive route. So, super happy with it. Okay, so that starter made the car night and day difference. So much more reliable. I now feel so much more comfortable driving into places, running errands, firing up. I won't be embarrassed by the car almost at all now, except for one or two little cosmetic things. But we are knocking out all the stuff that I want to do before I start adding go fast parts. So next we're going to be doing some maintenance stuff, oil changes, dissers, just checking a lot of stuff out. But that starter, that actually makes me feel a lot better if now the car fires up so nice right now. So in the next coming videos, we are going to do a little bit more maintenance stuff, so just bear with me on that stuff. And then we'll start doing some fun go fast parts. And just so you know, I do have quite a bit here. I got some 92mm throttle body stuff. I got some lightweight big brakes. I got tons of camber, caster, all this rigmarole all over here of all this parts for that car. So we're going to have a lot of stuff coming up. So if you guys like this video, throw a comment down, throw a like down, or hopefully even you just learned a little bit of how to do your starter. Super enough and easy to do at your house with a jack. It's just those 2 bolts and those 2 nuts on the back. So not bad, very easy, and you're not going to be stranded somewhere. So catch you guys later. Throw a comment down, throw a like down. Keep watching my videos. This SL55 is turning out to be pretty fun. So see you guys later.